I mean, considering it's OG choosing where to start, I would expect them, considering I would expect Insilio to win this map, but if OG start on the T side and they have a pretty good C or T side, I'm gonna say a 13 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a 13-8.
You're giving it a 13-8, and alrighty, well, we're back underway. Let's look at this. It is the pistol round coming out live. Insilio there on the CT side, OG on the T. And as we do get swinging, look at this. OG, they're rather quick, and they make their way over here towards B. Pip W finds out the first Nexius is eliminated, leaving it down into a 3v5 as we do see Pip W.
Oh!
Fade it, absolutely ripping them apart. Oh, fade it. Absolutely brilliantly done. Is able to use the dualies to great effect to go ahead and put Insilio up 1-0 on the board right out of the gate.
He doesn't even need to see him. Absolutely incredible. This is so far so good as a look for Insilio squad on their, I guess, not chosen of the two sides. They should be comfortable enough in their CT start with a pistol round win, where they're gonna have to hit hard and hit home to OG if they do want to take away with their map pick. OG, though, wasting no time in trying to get towards that next buy round body up in mid. 5 pistols, just gonna be trying to run player down his Polt. He's got a lot on his plate.
I mean, this should be a very swift run for Insilio. They're looking at a bit of an eco here for the side of OG. They're just trying to go ahead and grind up a bit of extra cash. Unfortunately, no kills to come through as we do see Insilio very quickly dismantle the roster. It leaves it 2-0, but now we're heading into the third. This is the rifle round, and this is where things start to get a little bit more hairy.
This is where we can start to get silly with it. Dropped AKs. The board. OG. Got their game plan in mind, I feel like. They're pretty much all heads in the game at this point. After that pistol, or if you take it that fast, surely you have to have something in your back pocket in terms of the call. Taking it over towards their default positions. Like to see, slow gain towards A main. Keto, letting that one burn out. He'll eventually join up, but the push towards B going to be unsuccessful. Pico's already dropped the first. And support there. The damage onto the next. His Nexius sprays down 3 players in mid.
And well, that's a way to do it. That does shut down Insilio before they have the chance to get things rolling. Well, OJ, that's looking to make your first, unless we see FPS do something rather crazy, but I doubt we will.
They have to be ungodly.
It really has to be.
No! Oops.
You're all right over there?
I wish I didn't see that. Nexius does a little slip and slide, crab walk to the side. That's all it'll need to get that 4K. Huge round from the man. FPS really would have liked a couple of extra bucks, but AWP, no head armor, no problem.
Yeah. But we'll see how it gets played on out. So, of course, as we do see the rifles making an appearance, I like the AUG, and it already stings out. Able to go ahead and play for that mid-fight, wins that one. Of course, FPS holding on to the up. He'll back on off, not wanting to over-engage there. Meanwhile, Heavy God looking to play it rather heavy over there towards the A side. He plays in the connector, looking to see if he can find himself an opener.
He was like inside of that smoke for a minute.
Yeah.
Really dancing with the devil. They lose that body. No real way of getting that kill back. Insilio, they can just let them play into their hands at this point. And with their utility being where it is, they've got no other choice. But I like the double push at B. Calculated. But how far do they go with it? Fiku, bomb. It'll be spotted as soon as they walk past. Is he cleared?
Ooh.
Answer is
Nice kill.
kinda, sorta, but not really. And he's allowed to!
Nicely done there. Able to get himself a nice little double. Brings it down into a 4v3. That advantage starts to go the way of OG, but they still don't have a site cracked open. Still, there's one towards the site, one rotating over there towards B to play 2 onto that site. Meanwhile, FPS starting to choke up. Might be able to go ahead and get quite a bit of information. This is heading over here towards B. We will see him look to take a little bit of an engagement with the man of Heavy God, and that's where things could get a bit hairy if he's not expecting him to be there. Now, as they start to make their way up, Heavy God, he's going to go ahead, restrict the angle, has to make him peek deep. Of course, Keto starts things off, and FPS running his way forward is eliminated, and just like that, we see Polt running away while the side of OG, they're going to take a sight, and that's going to be all she wrote as we do see 2-2 on the board.
Insilio had everything going for them in this round. They find that first kill, sure, that's good, that's great. But then they walk up on the bomb carrier and there's no trade. Fiku allowed alone to find that frag, and Heavy God does no wrong. Waltzes right into Pult, catches him through the corner of the wall and the headshot, no less. This is the OG that we were expecting to see.
Yeah, no, OG certainly able to go ahead and just take off some heads. There were definitely some missed moves to come out there from the Insilio side. Trying to rotate that fast was a bit of a mistake. But as we do get rolling back underway, we're going to be seeing a fairly important round for OG to try and break this tie. And that right there, like Keto finding out that one, Heavy God finding one there. Out towards a connector. I mean, that was it. But now we're into an important round for OG just to take cleanly, and then we're going to be looking at another rifle round coming into the 6th.
Looking to make a blinder into B happen right now up against these pistols, taking a quick. No SMG. Actually, Nexius does have one. He might be able to run it through. It's the op to strike first, though, and they're going to find the entries with or without him, and they find one player onto the floor. It's Pult, who does manage to make good use of the pistol, picking up the SMG player. No money to be made from it, but Moto's not done there. Playing a more post and hold game, waiting for them to get. Oh, I don't know why I thought he was a T for a second. He had a MAC 10 in his hands, and I was like, wait, could have been something, but no, it's a clean sweep. This is Ducade, an OG with a real vengeance about them right now. It feels like.
Yeah, they just want to go ahead and grind up as much cash as they can. Can't really blame them for that. But this should be over here in just a moment. I mean, they're still hunting all these players. They're going to plant over here on B. There are 2 players there to take the fight. They're going to hear the plant going down. I wouldn't be too surprised to see if Insilio do press up looking for this extra damage. But it seems like they'll opt out of it.
It wouldn't hurt. Trying to find a gun better than the MAC 10? No, I don't think so. To them. It's up to you guys. You can make your call. Maybe play for these exits late. They don't have a kit or anything, so there's no sneaky diffuses.
And just like that. Moto. Hey! Good low kill. Kel's out fade it. That's an additional piece of kill reward for him. Another round goes the way of OG. Has 3 up on the board.
Well done. Another one looks clean. Playing up against next to nothing, but even still, those are the rounds you need to be converting in such a fashion. Good omen. Yeah, Moto with that off, just back and forth, side to side, changes his look, and it looks good.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now, as we get things rolling, let's see what they got. OG, is this where you go ahead and start to run away with things, or do we see Insilio crawl it back, put themselves up at the 3rd?
Right, wow, Moto is flying up right now into the front side of E-Box. The op does get there in time, but able to land onto the shot. Most important part. Leo with a man advantage for the first time in quite some time, with potential to convert. Once again, their late round utility's looking light, though.
We'll see what they do here. Of course, a little bit of damage has been put out there. Nexius was eliminated out pretty early on there. Heavy God, low on the HP. Got to be careful. As we see them starting to make their way up, it looks like Moto and Co want to play up through mid. Keto, looking to join out there. This Kiddo pushes his way up. Pult's going to be on the receiving end of things. He's going to be looking for this engagement.
Back and forth. Keto does peek into it. Headshot not quite there, but Fiku's is. Good refrag and good space now to take through mid. They got to be aware of Fade It, though, as the fast rotation's through.
Flash goes down. Oh, shots ring out and Fade It. Going up in a big way with him in FPS. They're able to go ahead and frag them all out. Leaves it down to Moto. Moto, last man standing, gets dealt with as well. They peeked out there from the connector to mid. We see Insilio take up another round, and they don't let OG run too far just yet. Tying things up at 3-3.
Very nice. Very well done. Faded taking the round into his hands there with the flashbang perfectly placed, perfectly timed. The good reactions from the CT side are going to be a solid stretch rounds to follow if they can crush the money of OG soon enough. Yeah. It'll be a round or two to come, but they're certainly not too far off from doing it in the way that they looked in that previous.
Yeah, they're certainly not too far off as we do see things coming back underway. A couple of shots get fired on L, and oh, thank you. Getting tagged down rather low there.
Shot in the toes on his way out to the other side of the smoke.
Bit unfortunate, bit unfortunate.
A Belgian Counter-Strike player at this level. It's been a long time since we've seen one, and oh. Okay, the A site is absolutely collapsed.
Heavy God's crazy, man. Able to just run on up. Moto finds an additional kill, leaves it down to PipW and Faded. Last two men standing. And well, that's looking like it's about it.
As quickly as this round started, it ended. And Keto might actually find them on the back. Site is clear. Doesn't see anybody towards CT. They've already got one player pressed up in mid, so like, yeah, where else could they possibly be? Keto with the read onto that first swing out onto the next. The headshot would be sublime, but it's not going to be the case. Faded now is going to be hunted, I can only assume.
Yeah, no. Ooh, man! Faded!
He's look great.
Oh, gee, they need to stop hunting. It's over. Just go ahead, back on off.
Press tab and see Faded's alive and be like, maybe we stop. Might have another one. Oh, okay.
There it is. From right there, I thought he might find out Heavy God, just not there for it.
Forth we go.
Mm-hmm.
T-sided map. First, like, ever in Counter-Strike, it feels like.
I don't know if it's the first ever. I have to look back at the history of Counter-Strike to check that. I haven't thought about that question in a long time.
Yeah.
But we will be getting back underway. We've got ourselves a bits of a pistol round here for Insilio, while OG going to be looking to try and put themselves up to 5th, and they should be able to do so cleanly. One thing that needs to happen is if they do bring it out cleanly, they're able to build up economy and look good. They're coming up once they do get themselves into rounds lost. Have themselves some extra money in the bank to use. And now as we do get rolling back underway.
We do. In a big way for OG. Start to really swing this game out. This map. Not their pick. Already off to a hot start. Keto. Walking in through E-Box is going to have his work cut out for him with a couple of pistols as he's on his lonesome, but it shouldn't be all too much of a task for him to be able to write off. It's at A main where a majority of the hit is actually going to happen, though, with the bomb. Not quite decided on either site.
If they something open. The right, this is going to be a bit of a bloodbath, and it proves to be as Fiku and Heavy God both find out frags, putting them into the grave, living it down to the final 3. PipW gets tagged down rather low, along with Beta. FPS is low as well, and hey, good damage!
Hold on.
Brings it down to a 2v2, and just like that, we're in the realm of possibility.
Moto
retake. This is a scary spot, man.
Flash out. PipW with that AWP picked up. Puts to good use, and Faded's here as well. We've said his name before. This round should be no different. Molly, that's going to be deep enough to where PipW is going to be forced down to the open. Awkward spot, awkward timing, low HP. Heavy God is no longer with us. And we see a round turned onto its head out of nowhere. The team kill from Moto actually attributes a large factor in that one.
I've got a question.
I have an answer.
Why?
It was a 2v5, by the way.
Why did they go? Why did they go to B? I don't know. They should have planted A. Was there someone lurking there that I just wasn't, like, oblivious to?
Dude, frankly, I have no idea.
I don't get it. Like, they should have just planted and then held instead. And, like, Heavy God being the last man, rotate to A. I don't know. That was weird.
That'll happen.
Why? Why does it happen?
They thought it was just a stack, but they should have known that it wasn't. Keto was already over on the other side of the map. Confirmed that there was at least one player there.
I know, like they had already
They
had already lost a couple of players as well. They like just commit to the opposite end.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh God.
Definitely weird. Wow, this is fast. Very fast. Even FPS might be actually ready for this one. Burnt out of his position, sure, but Off can just repost, reface, smoke up, timing shot not quite there. Molly gonna separate the two of them though, and Heavy God's gonna waltz in.
There we go.
He's gonna take the head off of the first, sniper down, and already on the other side of the smoke, knew that there was one more, and Sugar at least good for the frag. Low on HP enough though, where he needs to stay alive, needs to stay in this site for long enough for the rotate and only one.
Oh, man. Well, we do see things being traded in and out. Let me get down to a 2v4, the man advantage. Starts to go that way. And well, as we see get into a 5th round here for OG. We're just gonna see Fade go ahead and back on off. Look to carry over into the next. Have that rifle to work with. Of course, they should have a bit of money in the bank as well. We do see Fada up at 3,400. The rest of them are kind of broke, though, and that's going to be worrying. I don't think they'll afford themselves a brilliant buy into the next. I think Utah will be a little bit lackluster, but they should be able to afford it a bit.
They run out. These sites consistently enough across the board. 5, 5, 5, 5, and 8 in reference to the kills for OG right now. Everyone pulling their weight. They win together and they lose together, and it's everybody their due diligence to make sure that this game is theirs, and for good reason. You don't want to be dropping maps, let alone series, in this new form against an Insilio. Insilio would certainly love to pull that through, but only time will tell how much damage they're going to be able to do on their T side, because right now on the CT side, they're falling a little bit flat. The AWP player, FPS, picked up as one of the most promising Russian oppers I'd seen in quite some time for a while there now, starting to slow his roll. The lowest rated on the team in the last 3 months, interestingly enough.
Yeah, but we'll see what he's able to pull out here coming into another round. We do have ourselves the rifles out in the field here for Insilio. It's a bit of a rough buy. They are able to pull up good amounts of utility. It's a bit better than I was expecting, but they do have themselves stuck down onto 2 pistols. They have an AK and A1S and an up. FPS is going to be holding on to that. We'll see what he's able to do as we do tick down once again.
All right, attack timeout. Hopefully, gave them just enough energy that they need in order to close out this half as comfortably as they've got into it so far. 1 round, a little bit of a mishap, a little bit of a blunder, but that's okay. We can regain.
Ooh. Got a little opener coming out there immediately. We see that from Pulse, able to go ahead and get himself that first frag. Of course, that's Nexius being done and dealt with immediately. That brings it into the advantage of Insilio, who's now going to be looking to try and put themselves up at a 5th. I mean, it's definitely doable. They put themselves in a good position, and if they can somehow claim over a rifle, give that either to Sugar or Pip W, they'd be in an even better spot, because for all intents and purposes, they're still on the weaker end of it, but it's not done just yet.
Slow walk in A main, 5-7, close range, potent as ever. Has players on the other side, but with a good flashbang, he'll be effectively useless. Modog putting that op to good use once more, finding a kill over towards E-Box. That's FPS already down and out of the round. The sniper rifle invested. Saved. Ooh. Going to be doing anything into it. 5-7 will! A double! Once again, the weapon's great in these positions and has a man advantage gained for the team. You just need to kind of like play your cards right at this point in time if you're Insilio, and you got this round.
Man, I have to say, the point of entry over towards A was definitely the right call. They were just going to be facing up against the pistol, but the pistol activates in a big way. Able to go ahead, find himself out 2 before he falls. That puts the disadvantageous side of OG into a bit of a hard place. Ooh, that up shot by Moto is incredibly close. Holding it down, looks the wrong way! Oh, that's going to cost him. That leaves down to a 1v1. He knows that 1 player remains. He thinks he's coming over here. I think utility was thrown to give that information. Fade it. Goes ahead, advances forward. Playing around the sights. We do see Fade it. Went out the duel. And put up Insilio at 5-5.
Wow, that was close. Moto doing all that he can in that round, having found 3 kills on his own. Looked like he had done just enough, but that clutch, not easy. Not in the slightest. Low HP, position made known. He is a sitting duck. Tie things up. It's killing mid. It started it all off. Both got them into an advantageous position once again, but it looks like just too fast, too quick. Head scene, FPS misses the mark. Moto does not, but the 5-7 is the MVP of the round overall, truly.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. That was absolutely excellent out of him. He was on the lesser weapon and then was able to absolutely show them up. Putting up 2 frags to go ahead and slow things down, which allowed the rotates to come through to get into better positions that were then able to go ahead and find out additional players. And of course, at that point, it got tore down all the way into a 1v1, but just wasn't pulled out. Anyways, we get rolling underway. The rifles are out, and it is a solid hit onto the B side. They go ahead and find out the first. Of course, Kiddo does get a frag for himself, while we do see the Alpha and Pulse ring on out. Heavy Guard gets out one to eliminate Pulse. They put down a smoke that was needed. That's going to allow them to go ahead and start to try and move away, but the utility as well as the shots being fired through the smoke is kind of putting them in a rougher spot. Still, they're able to sneak their way out and get themselves deeper on the site while there's 2 into connector. One is heading back towards A just in case there is a rotate.
They're going through the spawn.
It's going to be a long rotate.
It'll be back. Excuse me, yeah, it will be long. Odo really putting Heavy God on a pedestal right now. Trade frag as they are side by side. Should he get caught off, it's gun out. They have time to where they can do this one. Slow as they need to fade it. He has been quite the obstacle for them to try and overcome in this match so far, and he seems to have a perfect read as to what's going on.
Yeah, I know. If he's not too careful, he could get caught out. Maybe thinks better of it. And ooh. He continues to hold. Gets spotted. Alright, that's the information. Bit of util going to be put on down to try and flush him out. Oh! The molly's missed! Oh, that's a critical failure. That's it. The rotates have been swift. Moto drops on down, endeavoring to get the plants. Nice swing. Heavy God. Well played. Brings it down to a 2v2. We're back in the realm of possibility. Shot ring true. Sugar finds out Heavy God, and there it is from FPS. Able to find out the closer with the up. We see the defuse come through, and Insilio starts to pull away, putting themselves up at a set.
At the very least, tying it out at the half. This has been a good fending off of the OG squad, all things considered. This is their map pick, so once we do go on to that offensive, that's where we're going to be expecting them to put the better game plan forward. Expectations, though, only means so much. We need to see that come to life, to fruition. This team that has gotten so very close in this first half to making this look like is they were in the driver's seat. A 6-6 would not be a bad finish whatsoever. A 7th would be absolutely massive, and the buy put forward right now by OG would be better now than ever for the Insilio squad to walk away with another with a MAC 10 in it. Be God, Khalil even.
Well, lackluster buy, but they do force up, trying to bring themselves into this. So, I mean, they could possibly do it. The AWP shot going to be a bit of a whiff. We do see FPS get forced on back. He's tagged down to 76. Might not re-engage all too quickly.
Hopefully not.
Oh, boost. Oh, the HE! That's juicy damage done, but Kiddo able to sneak up, finds a kill. FPS falls. That is the opener onto the upper. Of course, he did some good damage, but no one's going to be there to go ahead and back him up. Meanwhile, Sugar on the opposite end of the map is taking a duel over here towards Connector. Heavy God is forced off of it, backs off. They're aware that this could be heading over here towards this A site through the Connector, but the opt out of it, and oh, look at this.
This is the only place that Insilio could have reaggressed as the map was shattered in 2. Good kill from Faded, damage dealt onto his teammate, but it'll be worth their while now. They can walk it into wherever they want, but it's the information gained from Insilio that have really given them an idea as to how this one could end up as they split in towards B. It's only Pip W, only the MP9, only 10 HP, and this is going to be a bomb plant, guaranteed.
Yeah, no, he can't engage this. Does get swung. Nicely done. Nexius there for a kill while in flight. Of course, Sugar does trade it back. Ups things out. Moto able to find out a nice little kill. Leaves it all down to Pulse. Pulse all alone. 1v3. 2 players in decently low, but the up has the read, and Moto is able to close it. OG, keep it nice and close together.
Moto taking the big swig of the water jug there on cam. Hydrating before we run it back for the second half. The boost, actually, from Keto. I thought he had walked up through the smoke as well. It's a nice little gimmick there. A good play to get them in the round pretty comfortably. In-game leader, Keto. Something about ex-big players and taking on that role in international teams lately. Both he and Tizian taking up the job. A weird little pipeline, but a pipeline nonetheless.
Well, as we get back underway, This pistol round going to be fairly important for both these squads. Whoever wins that has the chance to break away the scoreline. The breakaway does occur.
Sugar's
Would be
really
massive.
deep.
Yeah.
So is Heavy God. This is a really hands-off approach to the A-bomb site right now.
I kind of like it. It looks like they want to play retake towards A. Could be one of their more practice strats. Leave Heavy God to go ahead and try and find out a frag while they rotate into sight, and then play off that for the retake. Some good damage is done, and there it is. I'm sure that's what they wanted here. This puts them into a 4v5. Bomb's not planted. It's already looking like a close plant, though. Pip W gets caught by Fiku. Fiku gets the 2! Just like that, the round is kind of done and dusted. They're all starting to rotate away towards B. Of course, it's been red like a boat. As OG make their way on up and find out the bomb. That's going to be all she wrote. Nicely done. Yeah, no, that's something they practice right there, man.
What a weird round. Like, it almost looks like a hard read. Like, they've anti-stratted them almost. Like, how could you possibly anticipate that walk through BH2? Fiku deals with them with ease. No problem whatsoever for the man. To find them that 7, to find them that lead on the CT side. We'd seen Insilio find it previously. Now if OG kept this one at a tie, it's an okay score line on a, again, reiterate, a T-sided map. This is going to be nice for them. They can make their way through their opponent's map pick into theirs. The map lead be absolutely everything to be able to close this one out comfortably. Insilio, though, they're not going to want to let that one happen. A similar stance that we had seen from OG in the last. They just want to get this pistol round over with and get straight into the rifle rounds. They've got no time.
Yeah, we'll see what they're able to pull out here. And as we do see a bit of a Glock round, of course, OG should be able to go ahead and hit 8 unless something unprecedented occurs here. Well. As we see them starting to make their way up, it looks like they're going to be heading over here towards B. Bit of util going to be placed on out to go ahead and stall things out.
Okay.
Now. Quick shot rings through. Nexius finds out one. Fixes there for the other. Of course, FPS, nice little kill. Uh-oh.
Ah!
We just saw Fiku get completely overwhelmed. Does get eliminated there. Kiddo, meanwhile, good for a quick kill. Leaves it down into a 3v2. I mean, post-plant, this is great here for the side of Insilio. They weren't looking for the round win, but they were definitely looking to try and put up some numbers. But nonetheless, that'll be all she wrote.
That bomb plant really puts some energy into this next gun round to come. It gives them serious legs into what would have otherwise been a kind of dry, kind of weird Galil mix. Now they get all the AKs, so that's more than enough to what they were looking for this deep into the match. 2 rounds the gap. It's pretty good.
But we'll
Definitely
see.
Not the cleanest of sprays, but it'll work.
Yeah, what works works. Let's not knock on it too terribly hard.
That'll do.
It'll do. It's not great, but it'll do. Anyway, back underway. Look at this, 8-6. Good little lead developed up here by OG off the back of the pistol. Now the question is, can they keep it? They're going to be looking to go ahead and try to push a little bit farther, and so far, they are. Fiku and Keto able to go ahead, sing out. They find out the first 2. That is both Pult and Sugar being eliminated almost immediately.
2 down, 3 to go. Ate it. On that CT side, he was a menace. He was the player you didn't want to run into, whether it be on an active round or on a save. He was the player that seemingly was the anchor. Metaphorically speaking, not literally. Right now, yes, not with the AWP, closest to E-Box, has a player not so far off behind him, bomb in tow. He's going to be tasked with trying to crack open this B-bomb site with a crossfire set. From the front side of Pizza, Nexi is just going to be pretty categorically holding B main, but if he walks out from E-Box, he might have a timing right about now. Nexius turns. B main player to spot the first. Scope takes him down to low HP, and Moto is aware. Holding for the down low. He'll peek out and find nothing for it. And now the B-bomb site's looking a little bit soft as Pip W and the aforementioned Faded have gotten them into a 3v3.
Now, as we do see things trending back down to even, Insilio going to be looking to play for this post plan. They get themselves into decent positions. Of course, do see FPS get tagged on down to 85. Pip W already incredibly low, is at 24 HP, and is going to have to be wary of his positioning. And now, as they start to make their way up, Heavy God and Nexius looking for this engagement. Of course, they're all playing with these off angles. Smokes go down to go ahead and try and push them off to not play for these fights. The first kills do come through. One through the smoke from Heavy God. Eliminates FPS. Kiddo just going ahead, just playing a bit of body blocking. They need to get on the defuse. They're not on it. Were they not aware?
He's got it!
Oh my God.
How is it allowed?
I
Faded
don't
gets 2,
know.
but it won't matter. The round is Keto's. He puts his stamp onto it. 3 rounds the gap. And that is going to be a timeout taken. Keto's leaving. Keto has left the building.
God. Well, that was...
Mic drop.
That was a weird round, man.
Never the way you want to lose out. Faded knew he had that one in control, but not being able to find that first kill fast enough. Not enough ammo into the gun. If W's AWP. Oh wait, that was way earlier. I thought he was the second player to die in that round. But still, point still stands.
The point certainly does still stand. And alrighty. Alrighty, let's see. Another round gone by. OG are able to keep things going, and also a quick update on what this technical pause was for, because once again, this is our second technical pause due to door.
Yeah, Keto had to go get the door this time. Something about the IGLs, they got somebody knocking every 5 seconds.
I mean, they're busy. They're busy people.
Please come call for us, please! Oh
Busy
no.
people. Hopefully it doesn't take too terribly long.
It's back.
There we go. We're all good to go. No issues. No issues.
Yeah, I mean, not really a great feeling right now. It sort of backs up against the wall for Insilio. We're driving the nail home moments ago. What it felt like was a round that they had in the palm of their hands. Slipped away, ripped away by Keto and Co. Nate, not going to deal as much damage as they would have liked it to, that they looked for it to, but it'll still connect nonetheless. Keto softened, dangerously so. To a second, it's a bit.
Well, as we get
Third.
back on the way. Oh! Bit of damage being done. Pip W takes a bit of an HE, tag down to 75, just a bit of chip damage. Right now, OG are just going to be attempting to go ahead and get their 10th. Think about this as double digits. This could be a successful map for them. But things are kept close as we do see damage being put down either way. Pip W finds a kill, but Nexius, they're on the quick, is for the trade.
Looked like Fiku had that one under lock and key on his own. Unable to deal the final blow. He'll go down. Trade is okay, but T-side are going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable now, being able to isolate these 1 versus 1s with bodies up to do it. But Heavy God, he doesn't care about your bodies. He's going to drop them 1 by 1. 2 bullets left into the clip, and he gets out of dodge. That is not the best way of going about it, but he's so hungry. God. The ego peak is in.
Man, Moto coming along with Keto to finish things up. We're able to put OG up at yet another round. And just like that, that's double digits and a tactical pause called by Insilio as they think things through. Alrighty, well, things are looking good here for the side of OG. They've been able to go ahead and get themselves a nice little clean sweep of a half so far. Not dropping 1, they're up by 4. Now looking for 2 more to hit themselves up at map point. Into 3rd to send us on into the next of our series.
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Interesting little 3 maps we've got here.
I mean, it's a good little run of maps. Vertigo coming next. That is OG's pick as well.
Yeah.
So OG, if they win this one out, they're their best chance to go ahead and put themselves at a nice little 2-0. But we'll see how it ultimately plays out. And as we
See
do
one
get
of
rolling-
our one of our last overpasses today, actually, before it's gone.
Oh yeah. Overpass is about gone.
Yeah.
I think it is, but are we using an Overpass in Series 2 as well?
It'll be.
Is it our last series with Overpass? Series 2?
This is yeah. That's probably our last. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, that would make sense.
Yeah, Overpass is the map pool for Series 2. Yeah, since that already started the play-in stage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
When the map switch happened, they didn't want to make teams prepare for it.
Right. Pretty much a
Yeah,
throwaway round from Insilio
yeah.
at this stage. They had 1 AK invested. It's not really too much to be worried about with the loss bonus having accumulated. Another kill is going to be great. A bomb plant even better, but I doubt that'll even be allowed. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Dust 2 joining the map pool over Overpass?
Oh God, I wish it was Train.
Dab me up.
I would have preferred Train to be put into the map pool. Maybe Cash. You know, Train's Train. When I first started casting, was one of my favorite maps to cast.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time since then though.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to have a change up in the map pool. I just wish we could have seen like Cash, seen Train come through.
Anything but the same map we just removed.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I say just. It's been a long time, but I mean, it's the same map. So. Either way,
I mean,
we'll come to see whether it'll do any good.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Was Cash put in after the revamp? I can't remember.
No, it was not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Revamped it and just kept it out.
Yeah, I know. It's like, come on, guys. Like you announce it, you have it at a big
it a
event,
shot.
and then don't do anything. I think we had a show match on it when it was first revamped. Do you remember that?
That was actually. Oh wait. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then it just never appeared in the pool.
I thought that was a precursor, like things to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right? It was like, oh, revamping maps are gonna go into CS:GO, and then CS2's come out since then.
CS2's coming out. That's crazy.
God, just give us Cash and Train, man.
Please. Either way, map pool change, no map pool change. Will not matter. It stays the same for today, and right now as we run it through, Molotov hits the floor, and so does Moto's body immediately following. Heavy Gun trying to stall out now, but will it actually come to matter? Blown smoke.
Good swing.
Good kill.
Vito.
Oh, a little overzealous.
Yeah, no, definitely could have backed off the back of that. And oh no, Heavy Gun. That's worst case scenario. All of a sudden, it's down to Nexius and Fiku. I don't think they go for this either. It's a 2v4. 2 players are low, but it's just not. This isn't possible.
Yeah. Not feasible. Keto gets that 1 kill and then just backs off for a minute. At least allows Nexius and Fiku to get into a position to be able to help out with the utility that they have as well. They can flush out points. They can flash in for fights, but I guess not.
Definitely, like you said, it was overzealous. They did not need to play that.
Unlucky.
Well, a bit unfortunate, But that's going to keep Insilio into this. They are going to deny map point, at least for the time being. We should see a good amount of money there for the OG squad. 1 rifle can be dropped over there to Keto as well. And I think they could be able to end it into the next, but we'll see how it goes.
Curious to see what Pop is going to have to say about this one.
Yeah.
Lot on the line for these 2 teams having now hit playoffs. CCT, event by event, tournament by tournament, seems to become more, how you'd say, I guess valuable, prestigious maybe?
Yeah.
These circuits are becoming a little more few and far between, right? consolidating from what was once like 8 different CCTs going on at one time, what it felt like now.
Yeah, last season, Christ, that was mayhem.
It was interesting.
Working season 1 was quite a treat. That was a lot of events all at once.
It was a lot of Counter-Strike, man.
Oh my god, I know. I mean, it was like alone. Like due to it, I just like worked so many different events with so many different teams over so many different regions. It was like, oh my god, it was great though. I loved it. It's been fun. It's been fun. It's great to be back with season 2, as well as other events that are coming up that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, tidied up a little bit.
Oh yeah, real tidied up. All one Europe region, no West Europe, North Europe.
Oh.
Anyway, we're underway. Pip W able to go ahead and find all the first. Nexius loses. Of course, the trades do come through from Holt. I'm gonna go ahead and put Insilio. Man, just running through it. Nothing to be done. This is it. Heavy God and Keto. They're most likely going to save. And never mind. Heavy God eliminated out as well.
Nice little spot. An angle you don't often see, one that goes underutilized, but when it is, it's a great effect, and that is exactly the case. It's a round where you really need to be taking the guns out of the hands of the OG players. Heavy God, he would have been able to buy himself. They would have had 2 rifles, the ability to drop over a FAMAS or an MP9 with utility to boot. But that is not the world that we live in currently. Instead, it's a world where Insilio closed this gap by just that little bit more. And this next round is going to be a little bit claustrophobic for OG. The international squad needing to really cobble together something incredible if they want to have a chance.
Well, that's going to be all she wrote for it. Oh, no! After time as well. Of course, it's not bad for the CT side, but losing that rifle is rough, dude. Anyway, that's Insilio. They keep things going upwards and onwards. We see OG reset. No rifles to use. And another round looking to be in the books here for Insilio, as they should be able to go ahead and really close up this scoreline from here on out. It should be a 9th coming through unless the upgrade pistols do something magnificent.
I'm down for something magnificent. I'd be up to see it. Okay, Keto's Deagle. Ever consistent. Historically, one of the better Deagle players in general. You'll see him pull some madness in his career with that in this round. At least he's kicked it all off with the first headshot on Cole, who has been, as of the last round, quite the issue for them. Eventually, in-game leader put down into his place, though.
Yeah, we're still in a bit of turbulent waters. Heavy God, that's a shame. Not able to pull that off. Loses his life. I thought he might be able to find it. There's Faded to continue it up. Fiku. Found on outside just like that. It's down to Nexius with a dig. Of course, Moto does have a USPS. He's going to get flushed out by Molly. Doesn't take too terribly much damage from it. Well, Insilio, they're playing this rather slow to be in a 2v4.
Playing their cards close to their chest, making sure they don't give away any guns they don't have to.
Can't blame them for it.
I think they grabbed the AK that was on the dead body and removed it. Smart.
Yeah, well, hey, they got 2 digs now. Did they hear that? Yeah, they did. I thought they might have heard the USPS dropping.
Okay, nice little adjustment there. Curious.
Bit of a tactical timeout. OG seriously need to think this through now. Insilio, they have closed up the gap immensely. We are looking at them being within, what is that, 3 right now? No, 2, sorry. And this is getting rather scary. OG, they want to hit map point. They want to hit map 2. Right now, that could be denied. Right now, we could be seeing this developing out into a 3-map series.
Maybe.
My prediction could be wrong.
It's getting a little close. OG still in the driver's seat now with their chance to really cement that much at the very least.
That's true. That's true.
But it's gonna get weird.
It's gonna, this map's gonna get weird before it gets better. But as we do get underway, got ourselves the AWPs out in the server. Moto needs to show up. He's looked a little bit slow to a degree, but he definitely could be able to go ahead and really knock some things out of the park. And we see some really aggressive positioning coming out from Insilio. Kato going ahead, reading into it, backs off, not wanting to over-engage, plays back into connector towards A.
Curious.
It's going to be curious on what they do. Nexius gives away a little bit of positional knowledge, just spamming away through a wall. Nothing going to be connected up with it, of course. Meanwhile, a lot of action over here towards boats. Insilio looking for maybe someone to play over aggressive. Utility and counter utility being played out by both squads here.
Odo's off, ready and waiting for the E-Box peak to come in eventually. The Molotov is all that he'll contest with for the time being. Good flashbang. Moto, good dodge just the same, though. Good awareness across the board from everyone right now, but kind of a weird circumstance that both A main and B main have been pushed.
Heavy God, able to go ahead, find out one. Does get traded by Faded. I thought he might be able to get more out of the back of that, but it's not there.
Iku knows what's happening.
Ooh, look at this. Keto, he's gonna be the man of the hour here. Oh! That's so unfortunate. Now it's down to Keto. Keto, he's aware of the players coming up from the back line, but takes the fight from the front. Just like that.
It's over.
Man! He goes out for a third, does lose his life, but he's done the damage. All down to Pip, and the up is able to take him out. Nicely done.
Yeah, wow, that's something. Keto finding the 2 high HP players at the front side of A main, that's absolutely everything. If he goes down there without even one, that A bomb site is completely under claim of Insilio. Great work from the caller at the top of the board, actually. Kind of silently, in my opinion, he's made his way to the top of the board at 20 and 12. I didn't really notice. It felt like there were other players in this server who were just kind of a little bit more, I guess, flashy, or at least made their name onto the board in a much bigger way, but consistently able to have his impact, even if it goes unheard, and in some instances, Keto. Great work. Needed to do the pretty lifting if they were going to have any chance, honestly, at this stage.
Yeah, no, Keto has just been playing outstandingly the entire time. But, as we do get back underway, see some shots ring on through. Nothing connecting up just yet for the side of OG. They've hit that point. They would love to go ahead and end it. And as we do see the side of Insilio playing for survival from here on out, they need 3 in a row. Well, as we do see a little bit of movement over here in this main position. Heavy gun. Flash is going to be useful. Sugar's just going to be blinded out, not able to take a fight.
We're just dumping utility at this point, though. That's wasted some time, but not enough where this A bomb site is going to feel comfortable in its hold. There are 2 players here admitted. Actually, make it 3, so they are ready for it as they take their fights. And if they can reroute to B, there is only Fiku who can stop them at Pizza. He is in an extremely compromised position, and as he becomes aware of that fact, he peels off.
It's out, and it's also extremely dark in his room. I don't know if you noticed that. Look at his
Yeah, dude, look.
God, just see like the shine of his monitor off his face. Anyway.
He's playing the Shadow Realm.
I can't blame him. Anyway, we get back underway. We'll see them starting to push their way up. Look at this from Keto, though. He's in their backline. He's so deep in the backline as well. Oh, no. Finds out the first. Goes ahead for the second. There it is.
No!
Oh, Keto leaves it all down to the final man, and he is so far away. Sugar. What do? It's 1v5. You need ace. Goes ahead for the first shots. Of course, 3 players there. That's it. Keto, boy, oh boy. Utterly consistent throughout this map. We see him 23 and 12. He's there to get the closing frags and take the map their way. Beautifully done by them. They go ahead and move us on into the next map. Of course, the next one coming up, if you guys don't know, is the map of Vertigo. That's the pick of OG and their chance to do it in 2-0.
In classic Keto fashion.
Both these teams are going to be able to pull off, like we were talking about. This is the map pick of OG here. They sit at a 60% win rate over 10 maps, meanwhile 55 there for Insilio, so it's not very different, but we'll see what they can do. Of course, they are just coming off of a loss a couple of days ago. Actually, yesterday, they did lose out to Sashi here on this map pick, who have been, well, recently reaping a lot of teams that have been fighting up against them. But we'll look what their OG is able to do here up against Insilio as they start off here on the T side. They make some noise over there towards ramp, try and draw some attention towards it. Nexius starts to run away, and we see the onslaught over there towards the B site coming up from stairs. Utility tossed out, some damage put out, and now it's time to see what they're made of.
Here we go. Smoke already plumed. No one going up off of it. Interesting view model for Polt, I must say. Leaning left as he's got that left eye peek. See if it'll actually work out for him. Axius is up the site already in the duel. He's not able to spam him down initially. Able to pull him down into red HP, but not able to finish the job. And that's going to be an issue because they've gotten kills to go off the back of it, too. As a matter of fact, put through. The heads collected. And the man advantage not so far off now as the CTs come out swinging.
Yeah, no, the CGs have definitely come out swinging, but for a bit here, they have gone down by men. They've got to look for this equalizer now as they're into a 2v3. Man, the dinks are brutal. Moto able to finish off Pip W, leaves it all down to Pult. Pult, last man standing, a single digit of HP. Not much to be done, and he's going back on off. Unfortunately, there for the side of Insilio, the defense falls away, and OG just rotating and rotating away, puts themselves up 1-0 on the board off the back of their pistol round here on their T side.
Terrorists win.
This is a good OG beginning on a T-sided map in the previous into this one now. It gets a little bit more tricky to make that one work. Certainly has the better of the two teams in terms of name power and historical prowess at the top level.
Yeah.
We'll have to really hope that for their sake, their game plan is well-founded. As it stands very quickly towards the front side of A, they will head. An MP9 to the hands of W and Sugar, and a FAMAS in the hands of Polt. That range, he'll do some damage more likely than not, because there are still 2 SMGs up in play for OG that could be potentially abused.
Yeah, no, they certainly could be. And as we do see some initial play being put out, some utility sporadically being thrown, it seems that they want to go ahead and commit over here towards A. One thing to note, in bottom ramp, there is a bit of a couple of players making their way around to get into the back line. Of course, they could go ahead and deny that. Shots be fired on out. We're going to see a first kill come on through. Pulse finds out Keto. That's the opener. We see Heavy God followed up onto by Faded, leaving it down into the 5v3 WC. Of course, at range, Fiku able to follow it up, finds out the first on the Faded. That's going to be the opener to try and shut things down here for OG. This could be a disastrous round for them. This is one that they surely need to win. And oh, that jump peak just at the wrong time. Oh, Fiku, it's going to cost him. We're going to see the trade come through from Moto as it's tapped down into a 2v3. Of course, bomb being tapped forces players forward. Shots ring through. We see the AK sing out. And that'll be all she wrote. Nexius coming up in a big way is able to shut them on out. And OG go ahead and put themselves up 2-0 on the board.
A statement that needed to be made in Nexius in the right moment, in the right place. Shines with 3. His first 3. Good way to put them on the board. Round they nearly let slip to the wayside. Rolled right back into their favor now as they're up by 2. That CT side investment had put everything on the line, and you can see what it meant to them once again taking a back foot. Now, bodies once again looking to clash over towards A. This time much less OG players and many more Insilio players, obviously worse equipped. We'll see if it'll come to matter.
Oh,
Nade
man.
blows, damage down,
man.
USP's kill, and the MAC-10 with no chance to trade out. He's absolutely collapsed upon this round.
What has
What has happened?
Oh no. OG, this is it. Unless.
Oh
no, Heavy God!
What the hell is this round? It's an ace!
Oh, Heavy God, you should not have gone that. That's crazy.
He just waltzes in with a MAC-10 tucked into the corner. No way out of that, surely.
Oh,
Incredible.
God. I can't with this matchup. Well, 3-0. Oh, man. That could have gone terribly. Anyways. We get back underway. The rifles are out for both squads. Ops in hands, and let's see what they've got. OG, will you continue up in a, not a reign of dominance, but a 3-0 streak, 4-0 streak? Or will we see Insilio go ahead and find the round that they should have had there in the previous?
That is disgusting.
God, that's 2 disgusting plays in a row. Got
got
Nexius on the AK, able to get that 3-piece to shut out the bomb defuse.
Yeah,
Then
Heavy God
we
also
have-
Going from
Heavy
0
God.
kills to 5. 0 kills to
Yeah.
5.
Then Heavy God with an ace. I mean, what else do you want in a game of CS? God. Anyways.
Well, Insilio would like a round.
Yes. Yes, they do. And Pip W is looking to try and make that done. Of course, we do see Fadex go ahead and find out too as well. And dang. Well, there we go. There's the round that they should have gotten last. That works out nicely. That's a first.
That is a procedural slaughter at the ramp. Beautifully played off of one another. To find it in what they couldn't collapse upon with USPs in the previous with rifles, they get done here, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good look. They play the basically same strategy there towards that A ramp position, and it looked good. And now, as we get back underway, the rifles are out for Insilio, while the Tech 9s are in for the side of OG.
Don't believe that there's going to be much to be set up into this round unless Disco Lil can crack things open, can drop that gun, give them a way to get into a better stance at A. It's not going to be the case, not yet. 3 players softened up, let low. Insilio should be in the driver's seat for the remainder of it unless miraculously they pull away with another couple of pistol kills, and it's Fiku to start it all off.
Yep, able to go ahead and find out one. Of course, the trade comes through. FPS with the up, finds out Viku. I think they have a smoke they could use to go ahead and smoke outside. They need to. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Viku's in a great position to do. He does ultimately get down balloons, but nothing going to be found for it. Shots ring on out. Some good damage done. Hey, they take away 3 rifles. That's what you want off the back of the Tech 9 round. But Insilio, nonetheless, able to go ahead and put themselves up at another, bringing things closer and closer together as we could be looking at a tie.
Not bad at all. A little bit of a replay from FPS's point of view there at the top side.
Yep, nicely done by him. It was the one that was able to really shut that down. If we saw them get out on a site without him able to contest it and slow them down, they definitely would have had a chance at a 4th round, or at least a plant. That plant could have allowed them to buy up into this round. Nonetheless, we're into the Glocks, and uh-oh. First shots ring through. FPS able to find out one. Falls, Faded gets another. Of course, the nade ringing out finds out one as well. Looks down, final man. Fiku dealt with as well. And we see Insilio tied it all up. 3-3, keeping it nice and close together.
FPS 4K there. It's nice. That all.
It is nice.
He from the last round is the one to really keep them at bay, and this time around he'll do the same on the opposite end of the map. Good to see him being a little bit mobile, a little bit unpredictable as he's in the right place at the right time once more. We'll see if that'll continue for the rest of the half as we go 3-all. Tie it up. The score not going to really favor Insilio until they get that lead.
Well, we are underway. Insilio, they've got the rifles to go up against. These rifles here from OG need to see. It's really AKs versus AKs here. A couple of A1S sporadically throughout the side of Insilio along with the up, but let's see. We're going to see one player start to sneak his way up. There's Keto making his way forward.
Heavy God just sitting idly by, patiently at the bottom of the B steps, so waiting for somebody to go on a recon mission. It'll be FPS, though, with the AWP that finds his. Out in mid, drops a body, Fiku alone. Another boost on the other end, a gimmick they might not be ready for, but it's the drop down. Nexies finds the player on the bottom of the totem pole, and the next one falls down immediately following. Great spray control and an A site that has only one left, and it's Sugar left to pick up the pieces.
Down there, it does put themselves in a good position. FPS quick on the rotate, is able to find a kill there. The smoke does get blown away. Of course, Sugar trades it out, leaving it down to the final 2.
What?
Oh! FPS! What's going on? That's a crazy shot.
Oh my lord.
Well, this is over. Heavy God, 26 HP in a dream. FPS, go do something crazy. Don't wait. Fight him. Never mind. That'll be it. Done and dusted. Insilio take up another round, putting themselves at 4th. And man, looking dominant here on Vertigo.
FPS from the top ropes takes down another body. No fear on him. Maybe a little bit crazy of a maneuver to try and pull, but it gets the kill nevertheless. Nexius really doing all that he could in that round. Crosshair displacement already from the player on the top side. Oh my god, that flick was disgusting.
Yeah,
onto
that
the
was mental.
first.
This right here.
This is something.
God. Such a
Quick scope
quick
action.
scope. Jeez, man. Looks like we're playing COD. Anyways, back underway, we see another pistol round having to come through here for OG. This is where Insilio are going to be able to go ahead and start to pull away. This should be a fifth for them. Man, they did not like that that MAC-10 round. That MAC-10 ASAL heavy gun. They are making sure that doesn't happen again. Just playing incredibly hot.
Super hot. Pistols again. OG. Running it down over towards B. Who else but FPS to kick us all off? And he's not done there.
Oh,
Turns
man,
around, blinded for a moment. Needs to jump back into the fight. And you mentioned that. The Molly does stop him for more than long enough. And this is going to be a mow down.
Bit of a shooting gallery, bit of a bloodbath, and the grave is full, as we do see Insilio continuing things up and onwards. They set themselves up at a fifth round. Things are looking hot, but now, as we get into the rival round, OG, they have to change the pace of this game. If they don't, we're going to see Insilio really start to run away with things here on the CT side, which OG can't allow. They don't want to allow this sixth round to pass them by, because if that does so, they're in a game of catch-up from here on out.
I want to see them do a little bit more in mid. I feel like they've been consistently shut down in that area of the map, mainly because they go in dry. In FPS, that's where he's going to do his best work. Now he's going to be over towards that A site. As soon as you know that he's over there, that's when you can start to make your call. As Moto posts, he's at the bottom just the same. Fiku in mid, he activates late, and it's caught him off guard many a time before. We'll see if this round is any different. Already you can see the CT's gearing up to what is going to be another A site ramp retake.
Yeah, no, they're just going to go ahead. Wait around, see if anyone gets over aggressed. Faded, plays aggressive, takes quite a bit of damage, puts out quite a bit before he falls. Pult there on the trade, finds out Nexius, let him get down into a 44, so it's traded evenly. Keeping it even Steven here for the time being. And now, stacked up OG. They seem to want to commit towards A. They still have plenty of time to rotate away. Could play towards B, maybe make their way through mid.
FPS is up. Has been consistent as ever on these angles. Tight. Quick and to the point.
Yeah.
We're on our previous map. It
Oh,
wasn't
yes.
always the same story, but this is not Nubis. This is Vertigo, and on the high rise, he rises to the occasion, but Polk does not. No trade, no kill, but Moto and Heavy God have slotted themselves into the site comfortably enough to allow for the bomb plant, and potentially a third round turn into a fourth, unless Pip W can do something absolutely sublime. First is found, high HP onto the next two, off spotted, and Fiku looking to help, but he can only hold for the cross. He can post, as Moto looks to actually get out, tags him through the wall, and this one should be a done deal. Pip W's out of there.
Here we go, OG. That was a much needed round. They go ahead, deny a sixth wave Insilio, which would have been the goal. And now we're going to be looking to see if OG can go ahead and make a run up to get themselves at a tied game into the 10th. It's a tall order, especially with the form that Insilio are looking to be in. There's plenty of funds to go around. You got FPS up at 12K already, just so quickly here into this matchup. So, I mean, breaking the economy is going to be an incredibly brutal strain when it comes down to it.
Dang. Alright. Way to do it. Gotten this one right down to the wire. For OG once again on their T side, looking to keep this one even Steven, but this time around on a map that is much more forgiving as a T side, I will say. In terms of the rounds you really need in order to cross over into the CT side with some good confidence about it. Nade deep, nade down, good damage. Nexius low, the other softened. Pipe, I keep calling him Pipe W, Pip W. Going to be pretty happy about how he's held that one for the time being.
Yeah, no, definitely able to put out quite a bit of extensive damage. He's been looking incredible this map. 11 and 4. Only 4 deaths he had or from the 4 rounds lost. So really, he needs to die if OG want a chance into this. As they make them push up, Pip W holding around the corner, finds 2 before he falls. And just like that, we're into a 3v3. FPS falls as well, and they've got the opener. They cracked open the sights, and the smokes go down to go ahead and install it. And do Insilio even play for this?
They punch in the code. Sit idly by, no op in order to zone off any side of the map, but it looks like Polt and Faded are going to have a hard time getting back in anyway. Utility is not low for them. They can fluctuate at least one position with that Molotov that Polt's got, but they're actually kind of far right now as the bomb timer is already halfway ticked. considering they only have the one kit, I would call it a save here and now. It's a little too late in the game for them to be going for much of anything. One bullet doesn't even connect on that HP player in Nexius there somehow, but yeah, this should be it. Another round 1 OG. Looking good while they do it.
Yeah, no, after an extensive run of rounds here by the side of Insilio, they unfortunately have fallen short of getting themselves towards that 6th round, allowing OG to get themselves into this tied position. Now sitting at 5-5. Well, as we get rolling back underway. Let's see what they've got after this tactical pause comes to an end out of OG. They're just thinking things through. Their assaults have started to look better. Let's see what goes on here as we get underway. Now as we get back underway, let's see what they got.
This is an expo for short for Insilio. In what was going to be an uphill battle regardless, they've so far looked decent enough, but Heavy God putting down the heavy hitter in Pip W on the rifle. So far he's been quite the task, he and FPS in tandem. Everyone else kinda slowly sinking towards that bottom level. Quite consistently, they've been able to be abused, especially over towards this A-bomb site when FPS is nowhere in sight.
Now as they make their way up. Oh! They spot out FPS. HG gonna go down onto him, tags him down 78. He's gonna get up into position. Tries to take the fight from there, but it gets wide out. While Theta and Pulse both fall. FPS advancing forward is eliminated. Living it all down to the final man. It's Sugar, and he's alone in a 1v5. We need to ace here. The players are low, but the attempt, I doubt, will be made. Heavy God, he's hunting.
This is a good call to make, as Sugar really has a lot to his name. And the only thing that he and the team don't have to their name is money, but he's got a kid. Wait, I think he's trying to be a little bit cheeky with this one. Cleared
that's
though,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Spots out player, that's it. It's gone. Can't blame him for that. And back underway at the 6th round for OG.
Oof. What a burst. Didn't even know he was on the other side. It's just a good pre-aim onto the other side of the smoke. Oh! Doing Heavy God's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, man. That was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was alright.
Give it a 6 out of 10 for my own
Give it
scale.
a 6 out of 10? I'll give it a 6.5.
Oh.
Right, we're back underway. Oh god. We've got the rifles out in the field across this final round of the half. We've got to see Insilio somehow play for the tie. And they've got themselves the MP9s and a couple of A1Ss to use.
Ollie's out for the sandbags, nobody in sight. It is going to flush Polt out of the side hall, though, with the MP9 needing to get a little bit closer than far. It's the boost spotted. Cheeto, he could just go for the outright spam right now. I would, but he's going to try and take the kill first. Spam boost to be better for it.
There it is.
Lines it up.
I didn't think he was going to get it for a second there. Instead, we see it left all down into a 2v5. Bang!
Oh, he's back.
There we go. Kiddo, you were slow there for a while, but glad to see you waking up again here for map 2.
So back. 4 kills to his name. Will it be another ace for the OG side in this game? We'll have to wait and see. He was lights out over on Anubis, it must be said.
Yeah, he was playing fantastically, so I can't blame him on slowing down for the first half. He sped up here, right towards the end, able to grab himself a nice little cheeky 4K. Well, we saw Fiku there to finish things, putting it at a 7-5 half. OG, they do scrape out a half win. Of course, it was incredibly tenuous when it came down to it. Insilio, they were looking to go ahead and put themselves up farther and farther, but after a certain point, after 5 rounds in a row, they just couldn't get any more.
Just a quick little update as to what's going on the other side of CCT Season 2 Europe. In Series 2, it's Bait who take 2-0 win over Vidar, team I've personally never heard of, but even still. Bait going up after being 0-1 down in the Swiss is going to feel pretty good. Also, Forza took a map off Furia, and Monty Liquids in overtime. So there's your Counter-Strike update of the day. Pistol round underway. Running it up towards A, it's the side hull that's the primary point of contention.
Let's see how this goes. We're going to start to see the pistols ring on out. Insilio playing over here towards the A site. We're going to see rotates coming through from the back line out of OG. They've got themselves all the way through the ramp already. Now the question is, will they be able to fight this back? Are they going to be expecting these players to be here? No, they are not. Fiku able to sing out for one. That's going to be them rotating over towards shorts. Fiku could be able to go ahead and fight them here from sandbags, and he does. Finding out the first one. Oh! Nearly 2 through the canvas. We do see the trade for FPS, and PipW come through, and unfortunately for Fiku, he falls as well. Man, they were in such a great position. I thought OG had it, but Insilio able to come up in a big way. Takes up a 6th, and just like that, they're within 1.
Dude, Fiku really did everything that he could in that moment. Looked like he had done enough. Damaging the player through the tarp, as you mentioned, even so. It looked like that trade frag from Moto was pretty much there. As Keto disconnects from the server for a moment, a technical issue, he will be rejoining in a moment. We will see that OG's lead will soon depose slowly by round. A gap enough, though, I will say, from that first half that they've created for themselves to where it's really not going to be that big of a worry for them having lost out onto the pistol.
Yeah, no, it seems like Keto crashed, unfortunately. Hopefully.
Unlucky.
Yeah, it is unlucky. It's rather unfortunate. Rather unfortunate. Some great moments for both these squads there in that first half. Coming into the second, we could see Insilio off the back of the pistol go ahead and play for the tie and possibly get themselves above them as well, and that would be the goal. But we'll see how far they're actually able to take it coming up into the next. They could go ahead and win these 2 rounds out. Be absolutely massive. Should be back underway. I'm hearing the text chat. That's the telltale sign. And as we get back underway, let's see what they got.
Pull a little bit of a savey save right now. They have 1 flashbang. Heavy guy's going to try and set them up for some semblance of a round. And dropping some guns and getting some free kills. That couple of extra $100 really does go a long way. Long way.
Long, long way. And as we do get going once again. Bit of a USPS round. I like the,
Oh, dude, he's stuck.
I like this gamble stack. It didn't work out great, unfortunately.
Yeah. That flashbang was pretty good. Should anybody have actually been staring into it, it would have worked to 100% efficacy, but tucked into the corner, PipW not scaling up, and his teammate playing from behind the box is not going to be touched by it, so... Good protocol in place. Obviously, there's no way they could have expected the flash to land where it did, but even so, they are perfectly placed for it.
Yeah, no, they really are. It works out quite beautifully for them. And well, as we get going once again, it's 7-7. Full rifles to use. OG!
Gee.
What can you do?
This is, 1 MP9 for Heavy God, but if there's any player that you can put on any weapon and expect him to be able to pull away with at least 1, it is going to be him.
Yep. For the time being, I like what Insilio are doing. They're aware that this is a rifle round. They know this is coming through.
Molly flushes out the close choke point. Heavy guy can still play nearby. I think Biku's gonna send him down with a flashbang.
It's could here.
It would be huge.
Oh, heavy god.
Timing.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to here. Do they check for it? Shots ring through. He's aware. There's the first. There's the second as well!
We'll take two.
Sugar and Fade at both fall. Of course, FPS does respond back. This is going to allow time for rotates, though. And Insilio, they're aware. And uh-oh! Keto, that's so unfortunate. Losing that player in that position is worst case scenario. Of course, the trade rings on through to equalize. But what do Insilio do here now? 37 seconds. It seems like they're going to commit here towards the A side up through ramp. But you've got to deal with Nexius now. Of course, Moto hasn't rotated over because they're unsure where this is actually going.
Oh.
And as he goes ahead, gets info, the rotate starts to come through. He knows he needs to at least get one here. And oh no! Tags him all the way down to 5, puts it into a 1v2. Moto, do you attempt it?
Oh, man, 1v2. I honestly would.
Yep, he's going for it. Gets himself deep.
Oh.
Man, spotted out and eliminated. We see Insilio take another round of parts and put themselves up in a lead.
Heavy God, man. 2 kills with that MP9. Feels like he's done everything in his power. Keto getting shot like that, I don't know. I actually can't tell based on how our screen looked. I don't know if he was turned away, if he was like dodging a flash, if he just got owned and didn't have the chance to react. But man, that is... He's quite exposed for being the only A-site player at that point in the round, to be honest with you.
Well, we get back underway. Let's see what OG have in store for us as they have the Deagles and an MP9. Shouldn't be that much.
What a read. Drops the molly on the stairs. Heavy God was in that area, and what a clear on top of it. Sugar, that looked absolutely perfect, man.
Yeah, no, Sugar's been looking fantastic today. I love the attempt with the dig. I love it.
It's close. We've seen some crazy USP shenanigans from Insilio in the last half, so... I'm not gonna put it past Moto here. Let's get it, the ace, baby.
We'll see them start to make their way up. Moto.
Yeah.
I thought he had a headshot there.
There's a whirl. Oof. Not this one, but... Dude, Faded loves the Krieg. Been seeing that pulled out by a couple of players recently.
I know, the Krieg, man. Remember Krieg meta? That was a while ago now.
Yeah, I do remember the Krieg meta, and I also remember everyone calling Brolin a fraud.
Everybody was being called a fraud back then, man. I mean, people still call people frauds, but God, back then everybody was using the Krieg. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was really cool. I don't know, it was a lot of fun. It made for some crazy highlights, dude.
Oh, it did. It did. Man, Liquid being dominant during that meta as well.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
Flamey being a competent player for a year.
Oh, God. Y'all need to do him like that, man.
I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Anyways, we're back underway. We're into the rifle round, and this is the all-important one here for OG. They need to win this out. They need to deny double digits right now. We could be seeing them starting to make their way up towards a map number 3. Insilio, they're looking great. They're currently up by 2. They need 1 more to get themselves up that 10th round.
Be God, no MP9, but not a lot of HP this time. He's got in store for us as this is going to be a B-site finish more likely than not. They've geared up towards it and they've given everything that they've got and they've put him into the red. Yeah, he's done.
Oh no! Gosh, Heavy God just not ready for them to advance forward. Got flashed out. Of course, Keto back in the server. Hello. Able to find himself a nice little 3-piece. He's woken up again. Leaves it down to the final 2. Of course, we do see Pulp. Find out 1. Tag down low. Miku's aware. He's trying to circumnavigate him. He's looking to force this fight with the player on site, advancing forward.
Where is Moto?
Where is Moto? Oh, he's watching the back. He was watching for the cross. Of course, it is heading towards A. Did he hear that?
Should have.
Oh,
Should have.
yes, he's hearing it now.
I think it's more clear than it is. They let that smoke land, though. That's beautiful. But Moto, he does not respect it in the slightest. Midair. See you later, buddy.
Massive kill.
No time.
That leaves it. Yeah, that's it. No chance. Insilio, they'll drop the round.
God.
Keto, or Fiku, able to just swing on through there for the final, gets a quick head tap off, and OG net themselves an 8th, bringing it within 1 of a tie.
He's got splinters in his face the way he rolled on that wood ramp. Absolutely disgusting work from Keto once again, stepping up where he needs to in a moment where it looks like that bomb site really doesn't have a chance at standing. There's 2 players there able to defend, but the T side, in more instances than not, are going to be able to trade that one out effectively enough. But OG are down, not out.
Certainly not out at all. They're within 1 of a tie. They're looking to tie things up here in the 18th round of regulation. Of course, Insilio setting themselves into some competent buys. They've got themselves the rifles along with the utility. FPS back on his coveted op that looked oh so brilliantly hot.
Brilliant.
And now as we get back underway, OG, are you able to shut them out to put yourself at a 9th to tie things up? Or do Insilio start to crawl back and run away with things?
I'm not sure, but this round is going to be telling for the side of OG. Financially, they are not stable. They have taken out a loan in order to be able to pull away with a buy into this round. AWP for Moto goes unheard in the previous, other than the singular kill onto the bomb carrier. So, in the early stages of this, he is more likely than not going to be tested. Oh my god, dude. He got, I don't know if that was like a read from him, but he got lucky he didn't just walk off the backside of the map.
Yeah, he did.
You see him turn around like, whoo!
Oh, man. We're back underway, of course. Pick comes through there from Nexius to go ahead. Shut down any movement towards ramp. Pulse. Oof, that's a brutal headshot. Of course, we do see a look down to FPS and Sugar. Sugar's caught today along with FPS, and FPS starts it off. He's in a 1v3 situation, stuck in a really rough position. And now, FPS is there to close it.
Oh, Keto did it. I was gonna say, wait. Nexius wasn't even close to spamming him. I was like, what happened? And finally caught up now to the top side of the board once again, tied at 15 kills, 15 deaths. Keto! He's on! He's on 1 for this series, that's for sure. Fiku making it look easy, pitting those 2 players in the bomb site scale against the wall. Left as the last. FPS can do nothing about this one as the tactical pause, the second of the last, I believe, 2 rounds has been taken. So they're trying to devise some semblance of a plan to be able to walk away with that 1-round win, because once they grind out that 1 win, they can put themselves pretty comfortably in the driver's seat. Be able to walk away with another following, seeing as it's investment after investment from OG.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. Now OG, all tied up here on the 18th, looking to push it onwards and upwards. They want to get themselves towards 10. If they're able to do so, they are just within 2 map points. Of course, there'll only be a map ahead. Well, not a map ahead, but a round ahead. But they're going to be looking to possibly look for the closers from there on out. They've got themselves a bit of momentum, and they could be able to put Insilio's economy in a bit of a rough state.
Oh, this is getting weird. Claustrophobic as ever, as blinded. Both the players at the top side of the ramp get nothing done. Moto's up, run through, 1 high, 1 low. He's gonna have to be ready for one of the 2 of them. No. He's blinded and no kill. Oh, almost time for a second, but the rifles swing out. The rifles fire off and can get no kills on the site hold other than the 1, and it is going to be an Insilio overrun.
Matt, I'm just gonna say Moto should not have gone that.
Oh no, definitely not.
For Menther, I thought that kill was going to be enough for him to swing around, find out a second afterwards, but just wasn't able to pull that off, and then the rifle's just not able to activate. We see Insilio go ahead, pull back away, they break the tie, they set themselves up at 10, and now they're looking for 2 more to put themselves at map point, and 3 to end it and send us on into a 3rd for the series.
All right.
Let's see what they've got. This is a fairly important round here for Insilio just to clean up in a busy way. Of course, OG, they don't have the buy. They'll have the rifles into the next round. I'm surprised they didn't force, like, Moto up. Since he's at 4K, have themselves a rifle to use to maybe look for an upset. But, of course, since they don't attempt it, and I kind of respect it, we'll see if Insilio are able to close things out in a swept way. I think this is going to be a harder round than what they're expecting. We'll see what they do.
Kind of a 1-2 setup. Over at the side hall, Moto's Deagle awaiting Nexius to fall, and Keto doing his best to hide away at the corner tucked. Maybe to catch somebody off guard. It's the Deagle that eventually activates after the USP catches a dink, but Keto's got low HP players he can capitalize upon, but the side hall player is going to be the bane of his existence.
Yep. Alrighty, scary spot. This is where things are going to start to get a little bit more disastrous for all of the teams involved.
All parties.
Rifle round coming through here and now.
Oh, dude, he's playing pre-fire on refrag right now.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Anyways, back underway. We've got ourselves into a extremely exciting rifle round, as we do see OG on the up end, the M4s. They're looking to try and press the issue in some situations, sometimes looking to play back, which is fair enough. They're looking for information that they can try and exploit. Keto goes ahead, drops a Molotov on the ramp, just looking for damage, as well as information, but Fiku, that's done. Able to go ahead, swings for a second, bit of a misplay. Heavy God, though, good for one, while Keto finds out the other, leaves it down to FPS. Sugar, last two men standing. They're looking to try and get themselves on the map point. It's looking like it could be denied. Both these players are low as it's put down into a 2v3. Just 11 and 24 HP apiece to the two of them.
Nexius has a molly for default. That's what I want to look at there. HE picked up from Keto. Might be able to finish the job on the one as well. Posted Sliver Gap, awaiting for somebody to give him the inch that he'll need to take this round the mile as Sugar just clears out the back end. No one home. He's got no bomb. Bomb is on the floor in mid in CT's control well and truly. I guess they're going to go for a two-pronged attack. Trying to slip in from both ends. Gonna do them some good, seeing as they're both low, catch the opponent off guard. They've got rounds that they can afford to give up, but that sound cue is not one that they can afford to give up because Nexius now has the game to play for.
Yeah, no, they're not going to be going for it. I can't blame them on this. They're both oh so low. Would prefer to carry over the rifles into the next. Their economy, it's in a bit of a turbulent place. It could be tipped over pretty quickly here by OG if they're able to clean up rifles into the next. But as we do see this round going to be coming to a close, and OG net their 10th. They bring it within one as they hit double digits. And they're going to be looking for the tie as well. This is going this map's going the distance. We're going to see rounds 4.
Okie dokie. One round. You can smell victory in Insilio on this map.
Oh yeah.
But it's OG that smell blood in the water. And as they chase, Insilio look to try and stop them in their tracks. This would be the round to do it. Last round was an exciting rifle round. This one is probably going to be even more so now with both AWPs and almost full utility for both squads.
Well, as we get underway. We're going to see them starting to make their way on up. Bit of utility being tossed out, trying to go ahead and flush them out positions. Ooh, that HE. On Nikito, that gives away his position. He's tagged down for it. He's going to be able to escape due to a smoke being placed down. He decides to hold it up, though. I thought for sure he would leave. And yeah, there he goes. He's going to dip now. I can't blame him on that. Flash going to go out. Nexius swings off the back of it. Nothing to be found for it. This is incredibly slow. FPS, though, catches him. That'll be the opener. He swings forward to find out that kill. They start to make their way up. That's going to be the information that they need. OG should start to rotate. HE being put down for extra damage, while Moto looks to play over here towards short, looking for this engagement. Keto waiting around the corner by the crane. is looking for this fight, and as Moto is able to find out the first, Keto misses his. Fiku and Moto, though, do activate, leaving it down into a 2v3. Looking for more. The heavy swing comes through. Fiku costs him his life, but Moto is there to close it, as we do see an 11th for OG, and they deny map point once again and put themselves at 11-all for a tie.
Moto goes from stationary to reactive to proactive. In 3 different kills, he showcases 3 different opping styles, and it's incredibly interesting to see how it pans out. The first kill, all he's got to do is hold it down. As he does, the player at the side hall waltzes right into his scope lines. Then, hearing his player inside of the site is being run down, fragged out, trade frag from him is huge, and to close it all off, he finds the third on a walkthrough from the side hall. A great display from him in an all but necessary moment of the game at 11-11. This T side, as you mentioned previously, is looking a little bit low on funds, and OG are the ones who have done it to them.
Yeah, no, they have, certainly, especially now as we do move up once again. This is the important one. Insilio, they want to hit map point for themselves, make OG play for overtime. They don't want to be in a position where they're coming into round 24 with a deficit for their economy. I mean, look at them. $50 a piece for most of these players. The most is 150, which isn't much better. And as we do get going once again, let's see. Insilio, do you take us to round 24 at 12, or do we see OG do it for themselves?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that looked like FPS might have had a moment where he was feeling the aura.
Feeling
landed.
The aura. That would have been crazy.
He was feeling it. You could sense him through that wall, through that tarp body. Seam gap not going to be exposed, though. Looked like it could have been the opening Insilio needed to close out on this one. And as the sight lines and lineups are put through, OG, one fail swoop could take this one right out from under the noses of the Russian side.
Yeah, this could do it. Down below a minute. They're rather stagnant.
Oh, okay.
Nexius survives. If he got picked out there.
Time, though. Starting to dwindle.
Yeah, no, look at Sugar, though. They're searching to see if this needs to head towards B. There are 2 players to hold it off. One of them is Heavy God.
Rerouting towards B steps. I think they're still at the
They
gate ramp.
They're still sitting on ramp, but they haven't committed to it.
It's too late.
They've got to make a move. This has got to head towards A. Keto's going to be there to be on the receiving end of it. Heavy God, waiting. Nexius, Keto, able to find out the first. Swinging through, we do see Pep W go for 1. Sugar trades it off onto Heavy God. Meanwhile, FPS finds a kill, leaves it down into a 2v3, and this is disastrous. And HE goes out. FPS is incredibly low. They force the fight. There's Nexius. He's able to find it, leaves it into a 1v1, goes ahead, holds on to the defuse. This could do it, but Sugar swinging takes it his way. Oh, dear God, at the last second, he's able to pull it off, and Insilio keep themselves into it and take 12.
Less than a second before the defuse was pulled, and OG, they got so close. It was so very close, but it's their money that's put into the bin. Both teams not looking too great. Worse for wear, though, are the defenders, and a tactical timeout from Insilio to keep their heads on straight. What more could they could have done in that moment? The full stick, it's definitely a decision, but it's one that's just a second too soon or a second too late. I can't tell.
Yeah, no, gets onto it, and then
smoke on the ground in front of him even. Oh my God. He smokes himself off. There's no telling what that could have been.
Oh, man, oh, man. Overtime could be on the docket, but the problem is here for OG. They are broke now. No money to use. Deagles, MP9s, a UMP even. This is looking like it could be it. What a disastrous previous round that was. Oh, dear,
it's, do or die, man. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. One flash, one nade, one anything, and he could have gotten activated, but no. Only a single kill to be shown for OG.
Yep, OG, they're down into a 3v4. This is looking like it could be it still. They're into this. Overtime, possibly on the docket. Swing comes through. They look to play for a fight. This might be overzealous. Definitely is. Moto. Valk gets spotted out. There's a swing. Pult's able to find out one. Moto does respond, leaving it down into a 2v3. They're playing off of each other at least. That gives them a chance into this.
A reverse boost right now would go absolutely crazy this late in the game, but I don't think they're
not
going
going for it. No. I mean, playing around these smokes with an SMG, that's a real attempt. Shots ring through. Moto finds one, brings it down to Fiku. Fiku, last man standing.
Are they going to be expecting this?
I don't know. He's playing over here towards the short position. He's gonna hear the
think
drop.
they are.
Ooh.
Waiting for bomb plant?
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
Plan it for him. He's going. Oh, he's nigh. He's late on it.
No!
Damage goes out. Frag isn't there. Insilio! They take us into map number 3. We're not done just yet. Oh boy, oh boy. What a series so far. We've got
This desk. Thank you for your analysis, and we will be seeing you just as this third map concludes, but we will be ready to jump right into the action here on the third and final map of the day on Anubis. Or, excuse me, on Ancient, damn it.
Hey, you confused the A's, and that's okay, because we're into the map of Ancient. It's OG, it's Insilio. They're facing off here in the final map of this best of 3. OG, they're on the T side. Insilio, they're on the CT side. And we are seeing aggression towards mid and towards A. And oh dear lord, it looks like Insilio might be going the wrong way. Only one player to go ahead and take the fight there from Dota, as we do see Utility being tossed out to go ahead and gain out control. FPS could be that player on the responding side. Minute 27 on the clock, and we see the push begin. Heavy God starts to make his way up, entering out. No one there to take the fight with him just yet. Ooh, gets dinked out. It's not for too terribly much, though. He's able to survive. We do see Fiku fall away through the smoke. FPS able to find out first. Brings it down to a 5v4 while Kiddo is there for the trade. Of course, Pult there for 2. Able to go ahead and clean them up, leaving it down to Moto and Heavy God. Heavy God found out as well. Leaves it down to Moto. Moto, last man standing, 1v4. Won't be able to do too much about it as FPS cleans it. And Insilio take round 1 their way. Going ahead and playing themselves 1-0 off the back of the pistol.
We run it back and they take map 1. We're reverting the score. Certainly a great start, I will even say, actually, for them, as it started to look a little bit dire over on Vertigo for quite some time. Able to claw that one back, moving their way into now their favorite of the two sides on Ancient. Be a good start to get the op into FPS's hands as soon as possible, because he was absolutely heating up on that previous.
Yeah, no, they're certainly heating up in a rather major way. Of course, we do see OG onto the rifles. They've got themselves these Galeals to use due to plants, so maybe they can go ahead and try and sneak out with a kill or 2 with these, but we'll see how it ultimately goes. And as information is found rather quickly, Heavy God go know that there's at least 2 players over that towards A main. We'll see OG start to pivot off of that, maybe angle themselves over here towards that B site, as we do see players taking up control over there towards B lane. But of course, there's still going to be a bit of resistance to be met.
Right. Well, it's a little bit too quiet for the likes of Insilio right now. Needing to drop utility so they don't get popped out on. Not yet, anyway. Still, the SMGs might actually be susceptible to a frag or 2.
Yeah, they might be. Really, these close quarter angles here with those MP9s can absolutely tear people away. Oh, man. FPS able to find out 1. Of course, Keto there to respond. Sugar gets 1 for himself. Swung on 2. He's able to find out the 2nd. Of course, Moto does go ahead and tries to equalize. Looks for another, but Sugar, just looking hot as ever, is able to go ahead and melt them on down as Heavy God is now the last man standing. Now, Sugar caramelizing the last one, closes it out, and we see Insilio go ahead and put themselves up in another. And just like that, we see them leading with a good competent amount, sitting 2-0.
They got a little bit of teamwork going there towards the end, even to make sure that A1S gets tossed over, upgraded from the MP9. Good work to pull over 3 rifles into the next round, the heavy hitting ones even. They got 2 rounds to their name, and the guns being plentiful. It's going to save them a lot of money down the stretch. See if they can farm up a little bit more of that cash, with Faded being on the MP9 and the T side being completely soft. Squishy, as I like to call them.
I think it could be a little bit squishy. Well, as we do see the pistols coming on out. Bit of util tossed. And Heavy God and Nexius already tagged on down. Of course, thank you. Nice little shot there. Gonna be able to find out 1. Of course, the trade is swift. Pip W. There's that one.
Not even sure how you possibly look to respond to something like that. Not going on the aggressive to the bottom side of the B steps, trying to find somebody, someone. No one nearby enough.
Well, they'll edge their way around. The Deegs are out. And it looks like they're going to play over there towards that A site.
At least out.
Could be
Probably
case
the
here.
best call if they want to get close to the bomb plant.
Yeah.
Only Sugar's A1S trained down
There's a player
outside of A
rotating
main.
up.
Once they get past it, yeah, he's still just chilling there. Thankfully, he's gotten pulled back
Oh,
into
Sugar
it too. As soon as he
just-
takes that first, yeah.
Man, he's just looks so good today. Over here, it's over the past map where we've seen Sugar really come to life. And he's just able to go ahead and grind away 2 more. I mean, he's looking outstanding. He's sitting 6-0 currently.
Yeah.
It's just he's just looking brutal.
Only against pistols so far, though, and other than the one round that they had forced up a couple of Galils. So we'll see if that reign of form actually looks to continue against heavy weaponry, the big guns, if you will. And as they go out, the mid duo, soon to be tested. There's a boost over the top of that smoke. Not sure if they have the vision enough, but Moto tagged somehow, and Fiku eating a little bit of damage as well. Nexi is soon to follow. Everyone in the red, it feels like, right now from OG.
Yeah, no, you need to see those 2 top players, Keto and Heavy Gods, go ahead and open things up. They do have 100 HP that they can still fight with, so they're not out of the woods just yet. Or not in the woods just yet. They still got themselves a rather decent chance going forward. But as Yuto gets tossed on out. See them starting to edge their way about. A little bit of smoke's being placed on down. It's going to be slowing things to a crawl.
Yeah, there's nothing really they can do other than just wait. This is going to be a boring round of Counter-Strike for OG.
What do you do here? Do you just go ahead and save? I mean,
No, they gotta fight.
yeah. Keto finds out 1. There's Veda there for 2. Of course,
Oh.
Moto. Nice little trade. Able to find it out with the up, but unfortunately for him, it's very shortly there. And as Fiku falls away as well, yeah, that round didn't have anything in it. It just felt like they were stalled out and eliminated.
Nice little cinematic there. In through the roof, out through the door, into the CT spawn, where Insilio are going to be very pleased with themselves in their start on this 3rd and final map. Looking to take it pretty convincingly as well. There's no money right now for OG. This 5th round is going to be all but a shoo-in.
And well, as we get rolling back underway,
Building money.
let's see. OG. Digs on hand. What do you got? Anything in store for us today? Or is this just super sweat?
I mean, they do get up close towards shelf side at the very least, but with no HP on them, 3 really looking worse for wear. That flash is high, just beyond Keto, so he will be able to catch his kill as his teammate falls, but where do you go from there? It's silent. See if it's deadly. This A1S actually might be caught off.
Nice little kill there. Oi! That's a good shot by Heavy God. Oh, if he gets another. No, he doesn't. Timing's just off. I thought he had it for a second.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of kills you might expect him to actually pull away with, like, miraculously. Crazy, crazy.
Well, that does it.
Oof. Shame. We're unable to get a little closer to that round win with the stunning shots, but they'll take what they can get, and that's certainly good enough. He's out. Smokes to bloom soon after, and the T side have struggled in mid. Quite considerably.
Nope. So we see them just pushing their way around. Oh my god, fade it.
Dude!
Jesus Christ. That's crazy. Able to go ahead, circumvent his way around the smoke, finds out 2 for it. OG, man! Just getting picked apart today.
Oh, FPS. Does he go aggro onto this one? Smoke tossed out. Actually going to be leaving cave, and that's so much information for FPS. You have no idea. That's going to activate players all around the map right now. You can see on the back lines, aware of the fact they could have walked through A, aware that this gets weird, and they've got some information that OG don't, excuse me, that Insilio don't. It's going to call them back to the site with the bomb soon to follow. It's going to be a Molly and CT giving up Heavy God spot. 2 players, 1 left, 1 right, won't even need Sugar to activate.
Nicely done there, able to go ahead, leave it all down to Moto. Moto alone, 50 seconds, goes ahead, taps the bomb, tries to force fights, but ultimately is eliminated.
Wow.
Well, there we
Just
go.
falling flat for OG quite hard.
It seriously has. Man, where are
6
they?
off the rip. My lord. This is the kind of score line at the start of a game in a matchmaking where you're just kind of losing your marbles.
Yeah.
Tactical timeout. You're gonna need one. You've already at least tied out onto the half, and your money is in no spot to be going for the full investment. This is where they're gonna have to do a little bit more damage as we had seen previously, and then put themselves into prime position to take 4 or 5 rounds to make this one a competitive half, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, they desperately need to go ahead and get themselves up to 4th. If we see Insilio just go ahead and get themselves to 8 cleanly and then 9, I mean, it's over. This half, it could be done and dusted before it even started.
What a statement.
We'll see how they do. Of course, pistols out. OG gonna be looking at a rifle round coming up in round 8. That's where things are gonna start to get a little bit more adventurous, hopefully.
Perhaps. A deep. Nexius eats it. Keto already out of the round. Like this one, not too far off from being another clean sweep. Eagle in, Fennec Fox. Ah, it's actually not a Fennec Fox, it's a Blaze. Damn. Unlucky. Even still. Trying to put it to good use, can't get anything for it.
That's unfortunate. We'll see where they can go with it, if there's anything to be made. Starting to make their way up. Oh. Good timing. Ooh. Love that shot. Does he get any more? Is he done? Ooh, that's Viku done, unfortunately. He gives away his position. Of course, Moto is good for another. I mean, they bring it down to a 2v3. It's still unlikely.
You were saying?
It's unlikely, but dear God, that's a way to do it. FPS, almost the last man standing. What has happened? Hello. HG's gonna go ahead and get off some damage. He's gonna be aware 1, flushes him out. P250 out, finds the kill. No way. 1v2. Deegan hand, Moto holding firm. Hasn't been spotted yet.
Oh.
There it
Oh
is.
my
Jeez.
God.
I can't believe it. No way. Off the back of the Deegs. Oh,
That's their first round?
That they needed it. I didn't think it would happen here, but a first was very necessary.
Moto, what has he just done to them? He's just torn them apart. Clinical, 1-for-1, 2v5, bang. That's the first to kick it all off. From then on, he's starting to heat up. He's got Fico to help him out. They walk it in for another pick, and immediately to follow comes the next clothesline. And the clutch from then on is almost impossible for the AWP on the other side of a smoke.
And, well, tactical pause needed.
I would.
Yeah,
Lord.
no, they gotta think some things through.
Gotta reflect. Where did we go so wrong?
Now as we get underway, it's sitting 6-1. OG. Gonna be looking to go ahead and maybe make a run off the back of that. I mean, hey, if they can start gaining rounds off of that, that would be massive.
Snowball effect.
Yeah.
Look at the money right now for Insilio after having won 6 rounds straight. It's near nothing, but the M4 put to good use at the bottom of mid. FPS good for his, pulling his knight out after the fact though. No ammo left in the A4. It's not gonna do him any favors, but still a man advantage at the very least.
Ooh.
Pulled up. Looking like it's a pretty normal day in the office for them, unless Moto can pull off some of the same shenanigans from the last round with an op.
No. So they make their way up. Shots ring through. Heavy God's last man standing. Unfortunate for them. This was their chance to go ahead and to really pull things together, but it's not gonna be the case.
Jump scared.
Insilio taking yet another. And that will be all she wrote.
You just gotta look at this one super optimistically from here on out. If you are Insilio, this is your game to lose at this point. This is such a heavy lead, a stretch of rounds having one out onto the knife, having one out onto your opponent's map pick most recently. Taking this one over the line is going to be a great feeling in playoffs.
Yeah,
in the decider, no less. They went the distance.
It certainly has gone the distance so far. We'll see how much more it's able to go. And now they start to edge their way around.
You drop.
We'll see a good prank come through there. FPS able to start things off. Of course, there's an up in the hands of Heavy God. Oddly enough, the rest of them all Tech 9s. Investment isn't too terribly heavy. No. FPS. Whoa! He's stuck in a hard place. Does he win this fight? There's no way, right? Oh my god. Ah, there it is. I thought he was about to escape that. Not gonna be the case, of course. We do see the final two men standing. Faded and Pip W. This round has fallen apart yet again. Maybe they just need to be on these pistols, dude.
Perhaps. The pistols win all. Some players just have that magic about them.
Yeah, no, they do. They do.
This is just another one of those instances, I guess.
It is. It is. It works out nicely. That's OG taking up a second. Very much needed one. Now we get underway. We've got ourselves into an important rifle round for OG. They have the chance to break the economy of Insilio. Start a run of rounds for themselves. If they could do so this late stage in the half, they would be in a better position. I mean, 7-5 isn't impossible.
Certainly not impossible. Probability is what we're going to be talking about here, though, as the MP9 does stretch out for a singular kill. A little bit of damage on the Nexius as well, maybe to be converted, but the SMG and Fumas are on the back line. They're wrapping around, trying to catch a flank, and the 5-7 close, but only a smoke in front.
That smoke will be slowing things down quite drastically. I'm sure they wanted, if they're playing for the retake, they're going to play it all together. They're going to wait for that to fade. His utility gets tossed out. Ooh, the flash. It's going blind sugar, causes him to be eliminated. The rest of them start to make that move, and these flashes, man, one after another. It's catching these players. Well done there. Fade it. We'll be back healing off. Sure, he's going to grab that up there. Yeah, as he does, he'll run back with it. OG take another. They put themselves at a third, and there will be not much to use for Insilio into this next round. We're going to be looking at most of them saving. Fade should drop that over to FPS. But OG most likely are going to be able to go ahead and net their fourth, which is what they needed.
Yeah, I don't know. That next round is going to be their last full buy, so gotta really go for it. This is going to be the FPS off that really has a lot laying on its shoulders in terms of impact that they're going to need to buy into this round with 4 HEs to go along with it. That one shot, one kill potential following maybe a player to be down by a nade would be huge as they send them one by one into the bottom of mid. They soar onto no one.
No one there to be caught out by it, of course. Just pretty standard positions to be held. Now as they make their way up. And now, as we do see FPS find one, Fade it gets together. Let me get all down into a 4v3. I mean, an upset is potential. We'll see if they can do it, but they're starting to make their way up. Shots ring through. Keto finds out one. Pult's being eliminated. Of course, Keto's kind of stuck on the side on his own. Now, fade it. Miguel next, yes. Leaves it down to Keto. Keto's tagged. They're having to try and reclaim the bomb. Flash goes out. That's going to allow them to advance forward. Another one goes. Up, rings out, and that's it. Man, upset of a round. Insilio! They just keep things going!
8, dude. 8 rounds. We're looking at 9 potentially with the buy that's coming up. Utility should be there. Pistol for Moto. AK on 4, but it's gonna have to be like pretty much an instantaneous hit once they get to either side of the map that they want to make it work on. There's no room for them to be going for fakes or mid-control late. It's all the eggs into one basket at one point or another, and we'll see what'll come to mean in a moment's notice.
No. We get back underway.
Little A split.
Let's see what goes on here. A couple of shots ringing on through. They're trying to make their way on out. So far, they've been able to gain themselves an advantage, of course. So try and make their way up. Pulse playing with an AUG. It's going to be looking to make his way on out first. Check 9 in the hand of Moto. Time is limited. Tick down to about half.
Later.
You gotta make this move. Ooh, I think it's over.
Yeah, more likely
Shots
than
ring
not.
through. Pip W finds out one Moto there for the other. There's Pip. But unfortunately, it's over. That's gonna be OG taking another round their way. They put themselves in the fourth. Ending out the half.
Yeah, it's okay. It's really not great from OG on the back foot following the half that they were expecting to be less fortunate to walk away with a majority of the rounds, so I don't know.
Well, oh well. We're setting things up at an 8-4 scoreline with Insilio being in a fairly comfy position. Up by 4 currently coming into their T side. They're going to have to really show off their stuff to go ahead and try and close things out. Of course, OG, on the other hand, are looking to step it up.
Kicking into high gear. Here and now. 2 sets of pistols. Dual Berettas, no less. Not even able to find the one. Almost instantaneously put into their place as the players putting in through CT spawn meet a similar fate. No entry point back into the site just yet. They've tried everything but Temple, and we'll see if that does them any good.
OG, unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is going to be working out for him today.
Likely not.
And there it is.
Jeez.
Another round on the board.
painful
Insilio. Just 3 rounds out now. Map point around the corner.
Okay. Alright. This is the drawing distance now.
Yeah.
For Insilio in a massive win. 15-5 is Sugar right now. The culmination of the slow burn that we had seen from the first map turned into a player ignited in the second. And now in the third, he's at its
I
peak.
like this. I love this attempt at getting some frags. Unfortunately for them, Pulse is gunning him down.
God.
Pulls out the dualies. It's good for another. A lot of cash grinded up from that. Leaves it down to Heavy God and Keto. Now, I doubt they retake onto this. Maybe they play for some exits.
Yeah. Certainly should be the case. As you've got 2 smokes, a Galil is good. CT side money, I mean, that's a weapon that you're going to put to good use every day of the week. The Mac 10, not the greatest, but even still, if it saves them a quick buck, maybe they can get something a little gimmicky done with it. Send them down into an early fight, or perhaps a calculated mid-round engagement that gets them space and uses them as a crosshair displacer. There's a lot that can be done. Don't be wasteful. The #1 rule of CS at this point, especially on a CT side.
Yeah, no kidding. You got to go ahead and bring over as much as you can. Now, as we look to get back on the way, it is 10-4. Insilio, 2 rounds out now. We're seeing a lead go farther and farther away, and the gap here by OG is going to be harder to cross.
Wow, Polt's honestly kind of, I don't want to say lucky, but fortunate to get away with his life here, as well as a 3rd kill. He could have just left, but he goes back in, re-engages with the dual Berettas, pulls him out, favors his odds, doesn't get one more. So, good on him. Keeps them stalled out in mid for long enough for the bomb to be planted, and no real hope of putting those rifles into use. Or the rifle, rather. But now double digits secured. Insilio looking to take it over the line with 3 more to go, and 6 the gap between them. And to make that bridge happen, we're going to need to see some impressive construction skills from OG right now, because this is not the best of buys. They've got utility to be able to stall them out early, to play for a retake if they need to, but in terms of the 1v1s, weaponry does not favor them in the slightest.
No, it really doesn't. We said 10-4. They don't have the weapons to use that are in favor, at least. They have a couple of M4s, which in the hands of Moto and Fiku could be able to do something. They've been very slow into this map, but they could be able to really open things up. Of course, Keto there on the Mac 10 with Heavy God on Galil. I mean, we'll see what they can ultimately do. If they can get into these close quarters fights, they could have themselves quite an advantage.
Oh man, spotted, made known, fragged out, Heavy God down, Moto can do no more inside of the site, just barely slipping out of Brokey, and nothing more to follow as every single entry point has been shut off, blocked out, pistol round nightmares, PTSD strikes, and the round settles in that OG feel like they've got to peel out and away from, but Fiku, lucky to get away with this A1S after a kill like that, but he's still tucked, still engaged into it, and do they hunt?
Yeah, they're going to be hunting him down. They're going to hunt down both these players who want to take away any of the weapons that were afforded into this round. That's going to be 11 for Insilio nonetheless. Man, what a swift round so far. This map has just been something else for Insilio. OG just not showing up. I don't know where they've been. They looked so good there on the first 2. Showing up and Vertigo there pretty late, but we're ultimately able to do some good work to bring it to 13-11. But all of a sudden, we're sitting at 11 once again, and it's Insilio sitting 11-4.
Yeah, it's another instance also where that save really meant everything to them. They needed that.
Yeah, they don't have anything to go with it.
See what now they can do with what little they have. Pulp blind, same position we've seen him in previously, and he's still gonna be able to find the kill. What is that? Absolutely disgusting being able to close out onto the first man. Nexius not having a good run of it here on an Ancient. Not in the slightest, and the A side is looking nice and weak.
We're down to a 4v4. See them edging their way up. Heavy God. So unfortunate. If he did something, they were able to find out at least 1, maybe 2. We could have seen OG come back into this for a retake, but now that we're down to 3-4, I don't know if they even attempted. Actually, no, they are. Look at this. Fiku. That's quick. Able to go ahead. There's the equalizer. A little bit more being looked for. Moto gets it. FPS falls. Leaves it down to a 2v2. Edging their way up. We see Sugar look for the fights. Goes ahead. Gets some taps off. Gets good damage, but no frags. And just like that, it's into Faded's hands. Faded pushes his way up. Finds one. Retreats. Able to get away in the smoke. Makes his way back up. He's stalling for time. Not wanting to overfight. And Moto watching for. Finds the elimination. It's going to be close. There's no time. That's another round. That is the side of Insilio putting it at 12. And oh, dear Lord.
Oh, no.
That is worst case scenario. Nothing brought over.
That's painful. Moto gets out and off. Singular A1S. Another brought into the fray, but 2 MP9s. Utility dry as a bone. Might even end up seeing somebody refund in order to get a little bit more of it. But man, it was so tight, so close. A moment where the MP9 looked like it could have shredded, faded down. Not enough of his body to be seen. And yeah, man, one player with full utility right now in Keto, and he's going to be dumping a majority of it out in the first 10 seconds of the round either way. But somehow they get away with that kill, and
There we
already
go.
Fiku low, but there's two to be found. I'm not even sure where they're coming in from.
Nice little frags to come on out. That goes ahead, gives an advantage over to the side of OG. It's a very much needed round. They have to win this. If they drop this, it's done, it's dusted, it's over. And right now, they've been able to pick apart Insilio. It's all down to the final two. It looks like we survive another day. OG's not done just yet. Though the road is incredibly long from here on out. This is a major difference in rounds.
It's a gap, that's for sure. The only Polt who in mid was an absolute star. Can't really do a whole hell of a lot at the end of the round when everybody else is falling. The opposite rings true.
Not much to do, of course. Something to note really quickly. Look at the econ. Insilio, even though they've won so many in a row, it has been costly. We see players down at 1900, 2400. They will force on up. This will be the buy. So they're making an attempt to end it, but the question is, will they be able to do it from here? If they don't, we're going to see a bit of a eco round having to come on through. And the side of OG have a real chance to try and make a bit of a push out.
A chance. Definitely a chance. A weird buy from Insilio, trying to get it over with as soon as possible, as quickly as they can, and Heavy out on the other end. Blinded. Caught inside of the smoke. Has his teammate mowing them down, though, and somehow still manages to stay alive.
There we go. Another round to go the way of OG. Looking much more put together all of a sudden.
I don't know how Heavy God survives that engagement, but good for him.
Yeah.
Even getting away with another kill at the end of the round for the hat trick. Slowly coming back to life.
Slowly but surely.
Better late than never.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. We'll see how far OG are able to take it. Pistol round coming out from Insilio. This is where they're going to go ahead and start to see rounds conceded. I mean, there's upset potential, but it's a long run.
Certainly is. This round is going to be a toss away, a gimme for OG. Yeah, they're just going to run it up. Yeah, just get it over with. Guys, gun round's on its way. Money isn't even in the greatest of spots for them in Insilio right now, even after this round with the loss bonus being where it is. BQ going down would be nice. Polt with 1500 would really, really appreciate that contribution.
Yeah.
But this is no charity. Oh, okay, so we're just waiting now after throwing everyone else in to die first.
There we go. Another round on the board. So far, good run.
Another weird buy.
Alrighty.
Do they fully invest even? There might be a world they just go for the half here.
Yeah, no, they're fully investing. I mean, they've got players up at 4K.
It's not pretty.
Yeah. This is not brilliant here for OG. They have the chance to go ahead and keep things alive from here on out. Of course, the rifles making an appearance here for Insilio is where they could be looking to end it. They're looking for this closing round. Imagine we go to OT. Imagine we get all the way there.
That would be a world. That would definitely be one of the realities you could live in, is the three players towards A main look to walk it out. There's a player ready and waiting for them on the other side, and it's who else but the Alper, not the player that you want to be waltzing into. They're not going to be doing it entirely dry, though. A nice pop flash, FPS to set them up, out it goes, and Moto's going to have to take off the angle.
What? shots ring all through. Moto able to find out the first. We do see the trade come through. Fade it, good for one. Of course, Heavy God's good for a frag before he falls. Beta able to stay on top of things. Leaves it down. Nexus on site. He's playing in a donut, looking for this engagement. Oh, they don't clear it! But of course, they're able to trade it. Leaves it down to the final man. All of a sudden, Faku all alone. He's rotating in from the A site, or the B site rather, to get towards A. Making his way through CT. Might play through Temple here. The smoke's down, but they're stalled out. They bought themselves some time.
C4 needs to be planted soon. Biku on for this clutch. We've seen him do many things before, similar to this. 1v2s, somewhat of his specialty. And Faded having already found 3 into the round, Pip W the other. It's going to be all 5 between them if they want to do it, but it's going to be Fiku with the world on his shoulders as he slides in through CT spawn. We're going to be going around right behind him. He's got no idea.
Yeah,
they clear it out. They look.
Them, oh, look at this. There it
Are
is.
cleared.
That's going to be all she wrote. Insilio. Dear God. Hello. Welcome on into the server. Able to show up in a big way there on the second map. They ended out in a 13.